right. All right, so welcome. This is a line and flow 60-minute class. It's an Ashtanga based class. Do some sun salutations, standing postures, seated, back bends, inversions, and take rest. Let's start with sun salutation A. Excuse me, feet together, toes and heels touch if you can. Think about your chest lifting up using your back muscles right there at the bra line. Relax the shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax the arms. And let's begin. Ekam, inhale, stretch up, arch back, look up. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, look up, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, step or jump back, and lower halfway, pause. Knees can be down here, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Shot, exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. It's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Look between the hands. Up to inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen on that inhale, heart pulls forward. Ashto, exhale, bow forward. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your sides, Samastiti, equal standing. Let's go again. Ekam, inhale, take the count to 4. Dway, exhale, you bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. So you're stepping back to plank. Shift the weight forward, lower the knees, pause halfway. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Breathe. So you can move your hips here. You can lift one leg, bend the knee and open the hip. You could bend the knees and circle the hips. Any kind of movement here. You can also stay static, downward facing dog. You want your hands as wide as your mat for most of us. Fingers spread wide. Press into your finger pads. Press your arms strong and long. Hips high, heels low. And breathe. Let's look between the hands. Step or jump your feet forward. Sapta, inhale. Lengthen. Good. Exhale, Ashto, bow forward. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back. Arms down by your side, Samastitihi, reset, chest up, shoulders relax. Let's go again. Ekam, inhale. Dway, exhale, you bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep the elbows in, pause halfway, inhale, hips come down to cobra pose, exhale, down dog. Breathe, settle in, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale. So you want the slight constriction of the back of the throat, exhale, breathing in and out through your nose, inhale, nostrils flare, and exhale. Let's move. Sapta, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Ashto, exhale. Nava, inhale, standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your sides, Samastiti. Let's do one more, Surya Namaskar A. Ekam, inhale, 3, 4, Dway, exhale, you bow. Inhale, Trini, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, all one exhale here. Nava, inhale, really pull the heart forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here. It's inhale, balance, breath. Really stretch those hips high, nice straight spine. Relax your jaw, space between the teeth. Relax between the eyes. Gaze is soft. Drishti is soft. Look between the hands. Supta inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen halfway. Ashto exhale, bow forward. Nava inhale, all the way to standing, stretch up, arch back. What a great day to be alive. Arms down by your side. Woo. Yes, spine feels good. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. So we're going to add to that and go into Sun Salutation B with the regular Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. So we'll start with Utkatasana, chair pose. Ekam inhale, sit to chair. Now you can have your feet and hands apart if you like, or everything together. You can also press your palms and look up. However you choose to do that, chair pose. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. This is all the same that we just did. Pancha, inhale for upward facing dog. Shut the exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back heel down, Warrior One. Virabhadrasana A. Press palms, look up. Exhale, Ashto, hands down, nice and smooth. You step back, lower your weight, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can do Cobra or up dog, interchangeable there. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, back heel down, Warrior One. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Nava, inhale for up dog. Dasha, exhale, down dog. Did we do left side? We did both sides, okay. I got my count wrong. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So in downward facing dog, you want to pull the belly in and you want to pull the bottom of the rib cage in as well. So you don't want the rib cage poking out. You're not dumping into the shoulders. You're actually engaging the arms, pushing the floor away. And look between the hands. And Panchadasha, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Shodasha, exhale, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose, Utkatasana, just like we started. And Samastitihi, arms down by your side. Breathe, we do that again. Ekam, inhale, chair pose. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. So you go back to plank, shift your weight forward, lower halfway, pause. That's the pose. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. Now, Supta inhale, right foot forward, back heel down, Warrior One. From your hips, from your belly, you lift up, press your palms, take your head back, look up. Ashto, exhale, hands down, nice and slow. You step back and lower with control. Nava, inhale, upward. Dasha, exhale, downward. Ekadasha, left foot forward, Warrior One, left side. Keep thinking about that right hip going forward. Squeeze right butt cheek a little bit. Good. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Halfway chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Of course, if you need child's pose here, you can always take child's pose. But try to balance that breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Relax the jaw. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. Feel your breath go into the back of the rib cage. And exhale. Ready to move. Panchadasha. Inhale. Step or jump up. Lengthen. Shodasha. Exhale. Bow forward. Saptadasha. Chair pose. Stand all the way up. Samastitihi. All right, maybe roll those shoulders. We'll do one more of those. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Chest is lifted, belly in, shoulders relaxed. So if you think about all the movement originating from the hips and pelvis, that'll be helpful. Like when you're coming up to warrior one. Make it all happen. Don't rely just on your legs. Make it all happen from the hips, from the pelvis, and you'll be a little bit more steady. All right, let's do, again, Ekam inhale, sit to chair pose, or fierce pose, awkward pose, whatever you want to call it pose. Exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, your way. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Right foot forward, Supta, inhale, warrior one. From the hips, from the belly, you lift up, press palms, look up. Ashto, exhale, hands down. Step, don't drag that foot, step it back, nice. Lower halfway, pause. Inhale, cobra, up dog. And Dasha, exhale, down dog. Ekadasha, left foot, warrior one, back, heel down. From the hips, from the belly, nice and controlled. Keep breathing. Good. Exhale, hands down. Keep exhaling as you step back and lower halfway. Now inhale, big. Exhale, down dog. Settle. Child's pose if you need. Inhale. And exhale. Really long, strong arms. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Drawing energy up from the center of the palm all the way up. 3, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more, inhale, and exhale, ready to move. Saptadasha or Panchadasha, inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. Shoulderstand, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose, Utkatasana, and Samastitihi, arms down by your side. Good. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. And taking your feet about hip width apart or maybe a little wider. You're going to use your index finger, middle finger to hook the big toes. So maybe hands on the hips and then bend forward or just bow forward. Grab your big toes. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, look up, lengthen, inhale here. Spine is nice and strong here. And then exhale, bow. If your legs are straight, you're starting to bend the elbows. Top of the head towards the mat, looking between the legs. And breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. You want to use the inhale maybe to lengthen, very subtle. Exhale, you go a little deeper. Now inhale, keep the bind there, look up, lengthen. On your exhale, slide your hands underneath your feet from in front. Step on your hands, get your toes all the way to your wrist. Now look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, you fold. Shoulders away from the ears. You want to give yourself, your wrist, a little massage. You can wiggle your toes, that feels pretty good. This is a little release and stretch from all those chaturangas. Feels pretty good. Inhale, as well as stretching the backs of the legs. Exhale. Now keep your hands there. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Nice straight spine. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to your hips. Lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your elbows toward one another. Push from your hips down through your heels. Come all the way up. And step your feet together, arms down by your sides. Samastitihi. Triangle pose. You guys, do you want to face the mirror? Because you'll step out to the left then. Typically we step out to the right. It's totally up to you. Yeah. Well, we'll step to the left so you guys can see yourself in the mirror if you want. All right. So Ekam inhale, step out to the left or the right. And turn your right toes out to face the back of your mat. This is straight leg triangle pose. So reach out over that right leg and move your arms. Bring the back of your right hand to the inside of your right knee, or stretch your hand down to the shin or maybe the floor, maybe even hook the big toe. Left arm reaches up, and then look up towards the left fingertips. Now you want to think about the bottom of the rib cage and rotating open from there. And breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Relax the back toes. And exhale. Look down. Bend your right knee a little bit. And inhale, come up. Pivot. So we're going to do right side and left side. So right toes turn in, left toes turn towards the back of your mat, and you go left side triangle pose. You have a count to 4 to come up and a count to 4 to get into the posture on the left side. Breathe. Inhale. So really ground down through that right leg. The back leg is going to help ground you. Use your breath as an anchor, bringing it back, bringing your thoughts back to the breath, right to this moment. Stretch up. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now look down to that left big toe. Bend your left knee a little bit. Inhale, come up. Hands on your hips. Turn your left toes forward. Turn all the way to the front of your mat again. Step your left foot out to the left a little bit. Revolve triangle pose. Stretch your left arm up. Right hand on the hip. Reach. Reach out. Bring your hand to the floor. Now lengthen your chest towards the mirror in front of you, and then rotate your chest to the right. Right arm reaches. If the right arm's tired, wrap it behind your back. Revolve triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale. Think about your head going back a little bit. For both of you, just a little bit on the head. Yeah, that's just fine tuning. That looks good. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Now maybe soften that right knee a little bit. Pull your belly in. Inhale, you come up. Open up, pivot. Take it to face the back of your mat. Left hand on the hip, right arm reaches. Maybe the right foot comes out to the right a little bit. And then exhale, reach. Reach with that right arm. Bring your hand to the floor. Then lengthen your chest to the mirror in front of you. And then rotate again to the back wall. Left arm reaches or left arm wraps behind. Breathe. Balanced breath. Relax the toes. The toes are there to help us balance. Yes. We want a little bit of awareness there, but not white knuckling in the toes. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe soften the left knee a little bit. Pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. Open up to face the front. And step your feet together. And relax. All right. Side angle pose. Paschimottanasana. So Ekam inhale, step out to the right. Turn your right toes to face the front of the mat. Bend your right knee deeply. Take a really wide stance and get the hips down. Nice. Good. Now reach out over that right thigh. Bring your forearm to your thigh or hand to the floor. Now sweep your left arm in front of your chest, up in front of the face and by the left ear. Really reach there. Now if you want to take a bind here, you can take your right arm underneath your right thigh. Left arm wraps behind and take your bind. Breathe. Inhale. If you come into a posture, you find it hard to maintain breath, or you start thinking really ugly thoughts, then you have to back out of the posture a little bit. Keep that balance. Effort and ease. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's take it to the left. You have a count of 4. Belly in. Inhale, you come up. Pivot your feet, and Chaturanga. Exhale, you go left side. Sweeping that right arm up. Yeah. Roll the chest open. Take your bind if you like. Breathe. Inhale. Remember that back foot, which is your right foot right now, is your nice grounding leg. Inhale. Relax jaw. Exhale. Breathe. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Belly in. Inhale, we come up. Hands on the hips. Turn your left toes forward. Turn and face the front of your mat. Lift your back heel for like a crescent lunge kind of setup here. This is prayer twist. So you're going to lift up out of the waist, rotate to the right, bring your prayer hands together, and bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Now, those of you that have really wicked wide open hips, you can bring that back heel down. But if you need that little bit of space, you can always lift the back heel up. Now press down with your right hand into your left hand And think about opening that chest, taking the right shoulder back, and try to get the thumbs to the heart center. And then maybe you turn the head and look up at the very end there. Breathe. Energy in that back leg. Think about lifting from the inner thigh. Nice. Yeah. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Ready to take it to the left side. Inhale, belly in. Come up. Pivot your feet. 3, 4, and exhale, you get into the second side on 4. Yeah. Energy in the back leg. Press down with your left hand. Open that chest. Left shoulder goes back. Breathe. And if you push the back of your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, and then you also take that left hip back, ooh la la, you get a nice stretch there on the IT band possibly. Breathe. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. Open up to the front mirror and step your feet together, arms down by your side. All right, wide leg forward fold. 3 of them. So Ekam inhale, step out to the right, arms stretch out. Bring your hands to your hips, toes turn forward. Now squeeze your elbows toward one another. And then when you start to come forward, don't let gravity bring the elbows forward. Keep them back. Lead with your chest and come all the way. Good. Bring your hands to the floor. Now, static pose here if you like. If you want, you could turn your toes out and you could do side lunge where you walk your hands over to the right, bend your right knee. You could also do rotation where you keep one hand down and swing open one arm for rotation. Yeah, that's a good one. Rotation, always good option. But so is the side lunge because our adductors, a lot of times our adductors are wicked tight. And static holding the pose is good too. All right, bend your knees a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips. Now come up with a nice straight spine. Nice. All the way up. Good. And then inhale, Ekam, arms out. And interlace the fingers behind the back. Look up, lengthen here. Arch back, look up. Lead with your chest. Exhale, bow forward. Bring your hands away from the low back. Shifting your weight forward a little bit in the toes. Breathe. So the idea here is to get the hands to the floor eventually. Use your breath. On the exhale, see if you feel a little shift happen. It can be subtle. Remember, the most subtle changes can have the bigger effects. Maybe bend those knees a little bit if we need to. Pull that belly in though, nice straight spine. We come all the way back up. And then bring your hands back to your hips. And again, squeeze those elbows toward one another. Lead with your chest. Exhale, bow forward. This time, hook your big toes or reach for the outside of your heels or the outside of your feet, or keep your hands on the floor. But it's your deepest one. It's the third final wide leg forward fold. Breathe. Shifting the weight forward a little bit, working on that little bit of fear that we might have of falling forward. But learning how to trust yourself and trust your decisions. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders away from the ears. Also, it's an inversion, good for your immune system. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. All right, hands back to the hips. Bend your knees a little bit. Slowly come all the way up. Step your feet together. Samasthiti. Good. Relax. Prayer behind the back. So step that right foot out again. Pick up your toes and turn to face the front of your mat. And then bringing your hands behind your back. If you bring the backs of your hands together and get them up as high as you can, and then try to flip and bring the palms together if you can. I can't get my palms together, but if you can get your palms together, great. Pull the belly in and lead with your chest. Both legs stay straight for this variation. Reach out. Reach with your chest. Reach with your chin. Breathe. Think about your chin touching your shin. Breathe. It's inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale and exhale. Remember, we have a count of 4. We're going to go to the left. Inhale, slowly come up, nice and controlled from the hips and the pelvis. Pivot your feet and readjust your hands, arms if you need to. Maybe step that right foot out to the right a little bit. And maybe if you'd like to arch back, that always feels good to me. Arch back, look up, and then bow forward. Get that length first, and then really stretch forward. Nice. Inhale. Relax toes. Exhale. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Pull your belly in. Inhale, come up. Open up. Step your feet together. Samasthiti. Roll your shoulders. And then turn and face the front of your mat for balancing. So head to knee first. Left hand on the hip. Right hand to your right knee or your right big toe. If you have the big toe, you can always straighten the leg. Standing up nice and tall. And then think about your right shoulder pulling back. Chest is lifted. Now breathe, steady breath. Staying calm. Finding that balance between effort and ease. Let's take it out to the right. Maybe turn your head to the left. Left arm reaches, maybe for a counterbalance, or it stays on the hip. You choose. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back to center. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your leg up there. Point your foot. Think about your left inner thigh going back. Yes. Lift your chest. Lift your leg a little higher. Relax. Yeah, I know. So the tendency here is to really get tense and stiffen everything up. So remember to find some softness, whether it be in the shoulders, the jaw, the breath, the eye gaze, between the eyes. Find your softness, effort and ease, balance. All right, shift the weight to the right, and then right hand on the hip, left hand on the knee, or the big toe. So you can always just hold on to the knee here. The big toe is not available to you. And if you have the big toe, you want to make sure your knee is pointing up before you straighten that leg. Otherwise, the knees will get a little tweaked. So maybe straighten that leg if you like. And then left shoulder comes back in space. Breathe. Relax. Find that softness. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's take it out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Maybe if that really throws your balance off, just keep that drishti forward. Maybe bring the right arm out. Sometimes that helps counterbalance. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, come back to center. Keep your leg up, hands on the hips, point your foot. Keep your right inner thigh going back. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Lift that left leg a little higher and release. Yeah. Breathe. All right, here we go. So either tree pose, toe stand, your choice of a balance here. Your tree pose you can have your heel just to your ankle. You can bring it to the calf, shin. Avoid the knee. You want to go above or below the knee. You can come up into the inside here of the thigh. You can also come into half lotus. No knee pain, no hip pain. So if you want to do toe stand, you could do toe stand here. Or you could reach your right arm behind you. See about finding your big toe, your right big toe. Now, if that doesn't happen, you can just hold on to the inside of your left elbow. But if you have the big toe and you want to go ahead and bow forward, you have to bring your left hand to the floor and bow forward. Now you can also, if you can't get the big toe, but you're close, you can also bow forward and then try to get the big toe again. Now eventually here, left hand alongside left foot, palm is flat, and then top of the head towards the mat. And breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale and exhale. Now, coming out of this slowly, you're going to inhale, look up, lengthen, pause, and then come all the way up. And right leg is released. Good. Last single stance posture right here, single leg stance. Left leg comes into half lotus. Remember, you can just do tree pose too. So a nice, beautiful tree pose, standing up nice and tall is super beneficial. So no worries if you don't have the half lotus. Never force your knee in that position. If you want, left arm wraps behind, goes for that big toe, or hold on to the crease of the elbow there. You can always stay upright just like this. But if you want, go ahead, bow forward, right hand comes to the floor. So release, Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now look up, lengthen, inhale, pause, exhaling there, and then inhale, come all the way up, and release left leg down. Yeah, very good. All right, let's celebrate. So I like to call vinyasas celebrations, or sun salutations celebrations, right? So feet together, toes and heels touch. Lift your chest. It's going to feel amazing. Inhale, sweep arms up. Arch back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Oh, yes, that feels good. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back for your strong chaturanga. Make sure it's strong. Put your knees down. Pause halfway. Inhale, hips come down, chest lifts for cobra. Exhale for down dog. Good. Right foot forward, back heel down, warrior one again. We stay here for a few breaths. So press into that left heel. Press your left hip forward. Pull your belly in. Your ribs are going to rotate a little bit to the right, just a little bit. Now draw the chin down a little bit. Draw the chin back, head back. Press your palms together. Look up. Breathe. Belly pulls in. Arms are straight. Breathe. A little squeeze of the left butt cheek. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Look forward. Keep your arms there. Straighten your right leg. Turn your toes to the front of the room. Turn your toes to the back of your mat. Take warrior one. Vidabhajasana A, left side. So you might have to adjust your feet a little bit. Press into your right heel. Press that right hip forward. Pull your belly in. The rib cage goes down, but you lift the heart. You feel your back muscles engage. Ribs rotate to the left a little bit. And then draw the chin down. Take the head back. And press those palms together. Strong arms. Breathe. Celebration. That's what warrior one is. Celebration of who you are. Let's open up for warrior two. Facing the front mirror, maybe lengthen your stance a little bit. Sink your hips down. We are on the left side. This is the only pose we do on the left side first. Sink your hips down. Hips forward towards the front mirror. Upper body back, arms back, chest is lifted. Gaze down that left middle finger. Relax your jaw. Breathe. Inhale. Confident. And exhale. Now, if your arms are tired, hands on the hips. Otherwise, keep them out. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes forward. Turn your right toes. Last standing posture. Bend your right knee. Sit down. Stretch those fingertips down and then up. That's going to help keep it out of the neck and shoulders. And then sink those hips down. Gaze down that right middle finger. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Inhale, last one here. And exhale. Hands to the floor. Take your vinyasa step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Nice and strong. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. So you can stay here. You can take child's pose if you like for a rest. A little bit of a rest here. Try to breathe into the back of the rib cage. Remember that diaphragm goes all the way around to the back of the rib cage. So you want to feel that breath. Into the back, into the side. So the body's always looking for that complete balance of homeostasis. And we can help that by staying hydrated. Your lymph is mostly water, so that's your immune system, help flush out the toxins. So make sure you stay hydrated, of course, eating good foods, moving your body, and diaphragmatic breathing. All right, go ahead and you could push back to down dog and jump through from there if you have jump throughs, or you can just sit up and have a seat. So stretch your legs out in front of you for Paschimottanasana. Well, first we'll do staff pose. So flex your feet, have your hands by your hips, and sit up nice and tall. Now, this is staff pose, Dandasana. It's one of the hardest postures in yoga. Just to sit up tall, flex your feet, breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Looks easy, but it's not. Exhale. All right, lift up and out of the hips. So think about the hip creases right here in the front. You're going to lift up, out, and over and grab those big toes again. Maybe take the outside of the feet, or you can hold on to your wrist around the bottoms of your feet. So Marie, you could do that too. Go ahead and go around because you have flexibility. If you don't have that flexibility, your hands can just come to your shins. It's really wherever you're at here. Don't strain the low back. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. All right, reverse plank pose, Purvattanasana. So sit up, slide your hands behind, and have your fingers pointing the same direction as your toes. Have your hands a little bit wider. Give yourself some space there. Now point your feet. The other option for this is just to leave your butt down and just lift your chest, or do reverse table with your knees bent. But otherwise, if you're going for the full posture, lift your hips. Lift your hips. Get your butt way up. Your big toes are together and down. Your head is back. Now can you breathe? Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, nice. Lift the hips. Yes. And slowly come down. That was amazing. All right, roll your wrist. Yeah, that's a hard pose. But it's so strong. Like, you just feel amazing when you come out. You're like, oh yeah. Roll those wrists. All right, Janu Shirshasana. So your left leg long. Bend your right knee and pull the sole of the foot to the inside of that left thigh. And maybe do a little pulling of the meat off the sit bones there. Sit up nice and tall. And then come out over that left leg and hold on to the foot. Now this is different than the Bikram style. You don't have to bend the knee and get the forehead and knee. You could. It's just a different variation of the same posture. But go to your breath. Maybe think about the chest going forward a little bit on the inhale. You might even back out of the posture just slightly. And then exhale, you allow yourself to go a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, come up. And switch it out so your right leg is out long. Your left leg comes in. Maybe do a little movement there. Get the meat off the sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Reach out over that right leg. Grab your right foot. And again here, you guys can hold on to the wrist around. Yeah. If you don't have that flexibility, obviously you could just go right to the shin. You don't want to feel any pressure in the left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, come up. We're going to take Marichiasana. So actually keep your left knee bent and bring your right foot in. So this is the bind behind the back. Yeah. Yeah, you can have half lotus if you like. Yeah. But here's the deal about half lotus. If you feel a lot of pressure in your right thigh, then you're not ready for half lotus in this posture. So don't push that, because otherwise the knee will pay. But stretch. You're going to lean into your left hand and let your right knee come open a little bit. Stretch your right arm forward, and then wrap your right arm behind around the outside of, or around the knee there and to the back. Yeah. And then left arm comes behind. Try to find your bind. And then it's a forward fold. So your right butt cheek is not going to be on the floor necessarily. If it is, great, but you're not trying to keep it grounded. Breathe. Inhale. Now, if you find yourself having a hard time binding, you want to look and see what you're doing with the back hand, because a lot of times that hand will get a little crooked here. You want to keep that palm out, and that will give you some space to get that bind. But let's switch sides. So inhale, come up, release that. So now your right leg will come in, just like we kind of did for Janu Shirshasana or half lotus here. And then left knee bends, pull that left foot back. And again, no pain in the knee. Never ignore that pain. And now you're leaning to the right. You're stretching forward. Really, the more forward you get here, the better bind you'll get. And then rotate that arm. You're internally rotating, wrapping it behind. Keep your palm flat. Keep your palm open, wrist flat, and then reach back with your right hand. Find your other hand. Yeah. And then breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's inhale, come up, unwind. All right. So cross at the shins, lean back, cross at the shins. We're going to jump back. So cross at the shins, come up and over, and either jump back or step back, lower cut, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for Cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Now this time when you step or jump forward, I want you to take your feet to the outside of your hands. We're going to come into a squat. So step or jump your feet to the outside of your hands. Nice. Yeah, good. So now your squat, you can just bend your knees and place your forearms on your thighs. You can have your squat here, or you could turn your toes out and come all the way down into Malasana. And if you are all the way down, you can lift your chest a little bit, press your elbows into the insides of your knees there. And if you really want to challenge yourself, actually lift up a little bit. Yeah, breathe. Now here you could do an arm balance. You could do crow pose if anyone wants to work on their crow pose. Any takers? Crow pose has always been my pose that it just does not happen for me too easily. Nice. Yeah, that was nice. Good. Go ahead, straighten the legs. Take your vinyasa, or never mind, you guys are just right there. We'll just be right here. That works. All right. Boat pose. So bend your knees and hold on to the backs of your thighs first. Your feet are about hip distance apart if you choose. Now you could start here. You could start with feet together, just a little bit more challenging. Stay right here. Maybe bring the arms up. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you lift the legs. Maybe you stay here. Maybe squeeze the knees in. Maybe straight legs. Breathe. Can you still maintain that breath? Most people say no. Good. Cross at the shins. See about jumping back. If you choose, you could always jump right back into Chaturanga. Stepping back is always an option. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for your down dog. All right, step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat. Good. So cross at the shins here. Pull your feet back. This is the prep for the jump throughs and jump backs. Make sure you point your feet. Reach down to the outside of your feet. Pull your heels in towards your hips. Try to get your knees together as much as possible. Get your knees in. Pull your feet in. Press your hands away. Pull in with your knees and press your hands away. Breathe. Good. Release your legs. Take your legs wide. If you want to turn on the side of the mat, you could, facing the front if you want. Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, step wide, or take your feet wide. So maybe do a little adjustment here. Pull the meat off the sit bones. Basically, you're pulling your butt cheeks apart. That's pretty graphic, but at least you understand what we're saying, right? So sit up nice and tall. You want to think about your butt going back, flex your feet, and then maybe chest comes forward. Now, for some of us, it will just be more beneficial to have your hands behind your back. So if you feel like you're rounding in the back and your pelvis is really rounding and you're kind of looking and feeling like this right here, then you have to sit up and you have to bring your hands behind you and be right here and be okay with that. You're trying to press the backs of your knees towards the mat. And then eventually you start to come forward, chest comes forward, walk the hands out. Maybe you reach out for the big toes or the outside of your feet. Outside of the feet eventually is the posture, chest, chin down. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's inhale, come up. Bring your legs together. And now we're going to combine boat pose and that pose. So reach down for your big toes, lift up. Now, if your hamstrings are really restricted, you can just leave one heel down and straighten one leg at a time. You could always do that, okay? Or it might look like this with your knees bent, but maybe straight legs. And then lift your chest and take your head back. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Push your toes away, then pull back with your fingers. And then release, cross at the shins, lift yourself up, take it up and over, take your vinyasa. Make sure it's nice and controlled. As soon as you feel like you're losing that control, that's when you have to just push back to down dog. All right, step or jump your feet forward and have a seat and lie down on your back. So we're going to do 3 back bends. I forgot to ask, is there a pose that you want to do particularly? Okay. 3 back bends. So we'll start with bridge pose. So bend your knees. Have your feet and knees about hip distance apart. And one of my favorite ones is to reach down and hold on to the front of your ankles. Now you might have to lift your feet up and you might have to lift your head and shoulders up to get the front of the ankles. But then you want your head and your shoulders back down. And then lift your hips up. You can come up onto the toes. Lift your butt up. You really feel that stretch in the front of your hip flexors, quads. But you could also do regular bridge pose here. Think about your chest coming up to your chin. And then slowly release hips down. Now relax your legs however you wish. So there's some options. You can have your straight legs. You can have your knees tented with your feet apart. You could have your feet together and your knees apart. Whatever feels good to your low back. Really tune in to your body. A lot of people think yoga, meditation is about tuning out, but it really is about tuning in. Complete body awareness. I really do feel like if you're in tune with your body, the body will tell you this is not healthy or this is healthy. We just tend not to listen. We do override. All right, second bridge pose. Bend your knees and walk your feet back towards your hips. Have them about hip distance apart. And then press your palms down into the mat. Lift your chest or lift your hips up. Now bring your hands underneath your hips. Interlace your fingers underneath the hips. And then, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Pull your hands down towards the floor and your knuckles towards your feet. Let your head feel heavy and your shoulders feel heavy. Lift up. Breathe. And slowly lower hips down. Relax your legs as you wish. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. breathe out. All right, maybe an Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel pose if you like. If you want, you can come up and do Camel Pose, which is bridge pose on your knees, basically, same thing. So any variation of a back bend. You could also do another variation of bridge pose, any of the ones that we just did, or something else that you like there. But if you want to take Urdhva Dhanurasana, you bend those knees, set up like you would for bridge, and but then bring your hands up by your ears, but not next to your ears. Leave yourself some space. Elbows in and lift up. Now breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale and exhale. Really push that chest towards the mirror behind you there. Push, push, yeah. Slowly hips down. Relax your legs as you wish. Breathe. Inhale. Relax your jaw, space between the teeth. Now inversion. Inversion, inversion, inversion. So good for your immune system. Options here are one of my very favorite poses, legs up the wall. And of course, if you're at home, I highly recommend you do this at the wall. We'll have to show that on one of the classes, like actually going to the wall. Yeah, that would be good. Because as easy as it sounds, people get confused about it. So you can do legs up the wall where you just lift your legs and hold on to the backs of your legs. You could just have your hands underneath your sacrum. Or you could do shoulder stand. But we are going to do a 3-minute inversion. You don't have to stay in the same pose for 3 minutes, but we are going to take an inversion for 3 minutes. So you can do headstand, no kicking at the wall. Even if you're at home, no kicking at the wall. Learn headstand on your mat in the middle of the room. And if you learn it that way, you probably will never fall out of it. So then you'll save your neck. So no headstanders today. Okay. Shoulder stand, which is what Lacey's doing there. And Marie. All right, so shoulder stand. Once you lift your hips, don't turn your head. Keep looking at your toes or your knees or the ceiling. If you're in shoulder stand, try to get your elbows closer to each other. And then try to get your hands closer to your shoulder blades. And then really try to get those hips, eventually those hips stacked right on top of your shoulders. And your toes stretch towards the ceiling. Now breathe, inhale. If you come into shoulder stand and you feel any wonkiness in the neck, any tingling, numbness, anything that you're not sure about, you have to come down. The neck is super important, and we don't want to do anything to compromise the neck. So it's not worth it. Legs up the wall, you get all the benefits without any risk when you do legs up the wall. But shoulder stand is great. Done safely with good alignment, it's an amazing pose. If you're in shoulder stand, you want to drop your toes over your head, touching the floor over your head in Halasana, Plow pose, and then interlace your fingers behind your back and pull your hands down towards the mat. So 3-minute inversion every day. You can go longer. You can stay as long as you like. But right now, help to boost your immune system and do your inversion. Get the family down on the floor, get their legs up the wall. Kids love it. Except about like 2-year-olds and 1-year-olds. They don't really get it too much. they're like, no, I'm not doing that. But older than that, they think it's cool. And I forgot what time we started. let's say that that's 3 minutes. I'm not sure if it is or not. I think we're a little shy of 3 minutes. We'll hold it just for about 30 more seconds here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Such a grounding pose. Breathe out. Going upside down, making you see things literally from a different point of view. So important. Have an open mind. Let's bring your feet down. And then just hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Now setting up for fish pose. So your legs are straight and feet together, point your toes. Sit up halfway on your forearms and your palms are underneath your butt. You can have your palms up or palms down, doesn't matter. But lift your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together and then shift your weight back a little bit. Take your head back. And the top of the head touches the mat. If it doesn't touch the mat, I personally don't like the feeling of my head not touching, so I would either grab a pillow or a block or something and put it underneath my head. But if you're okay with the head going back and not touching something, just again being mindful of your neck, lifting your chest. Now using the neck muscles, lift your head up nice and slow. Slide your elbows out from underneath you and lie down on your back. So take your heels about mat width apart. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Turn your palms up. Relax your eyes. Go ahead and close your eyes. Have space between your teeth. So the music that I played was a teacher in Asheville, Michael Johnson. That album was called Samadhi. It really does help with your breathing. He puts it together for that reason. And it's pretty awesome. But I am going to switch the song now. When you come into Shavasana, you might want to, the first couple of breaths, maybe do that count of 4. It doesn't have to be a deep breath, but just a balanced breath. And after you bring your awareness to the breath, then just relax in a natural breathing pattern. Breathing in, breathing out. Relax your shoulders on your next exhale. Relax between the eyes. Feeling your legs relax and your arms relax. Soften your heart. Let any walls that you have built up just come down. Too many walls, we become our own prisoner. witness to the breath again. See if you can breathe into the back of the rib cage and the sides of the rib cage. And then see if you can relax those shoulders even a little bit more. And then bringing movement back into your head. Turn your head left and right. And then starting to bring movement back into your fingers and your toes and roll your wrists and ankles. And then maybe take your arms around your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Since we can't hug each other, we'll hug ourselves. And then stretch your arms up over your head, maybe for a full body stretch. Get yourself nice and tall there. And then bring your arms back down, bend your knees, and roll to your right or your left side. Take a moment there to let that top shoulder kind of roll towards the floor a little bit more. And then push yourself up to seated. Nice, comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. So chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. And one more time, let's inhale, sweep the arms up, press your palms together, look up, sending all the good energy out. And then bringing all that energy to your own heart. Bow your head, relax your shoulders. I love y'all. Namaste. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay. Oh, I don't think I did. Yes. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I went 5 minutes over. Typical.